Well, there's never a shortage of shows or sights and sounds throughout this city, but for the next few hours, all eyes are glued to Allegiant Stadium here in Las Vegas. It's 3-0 versus 2-1, a good early season battle as we're underway in Week 4. Well, a dangerous return man showing it here. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Just like that, it's a gain of 12 and a first down on their first play. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. The Raiders at 2-1 now to start the campaign. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Operating from the gun, Scruggs. He finds his man, complete. It's Rousseau. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. They'll give him 4 yards there. 3rd and 7 now. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Not liking the look. They'll change the play. From the gun on 3rd down. Scruggs working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A big play there on the catch and run. 30 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now a handoff up the middle. Goodrich, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Back to throw. Scruggs. He finds his man, complete. That's Rousseau. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. A gain of 8 there on the play. And now we've got a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. A great touchdown on the season. And the Raiders put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30.
At their own 30-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on first down quickly negated. From the gun on 3rd down. Dwyer, short pass caught by Henry. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A nice pickup there, 18 yards, first down Falcons.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Looking to throw. Dwyer. Rush coming, and he's taken down. 1st and 2nd down were a disaster. Both went backwards. Now it's 3rd and 18. They need something big. Back to throw. Dwyer looking deep downfield. This is intercepted. And they can't bring him down. And the Raiders are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
They'll run on first down. Goodrich. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Now it looks like we've got a Raider here, slow to get up. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. Second down and a little more than a yard here. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's no gain on the play, and they'll remain a few inches shy of a first with 3rd down looming. Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on 3rd. And they'll keep leaning on the running game back to the ground. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to move the sticks with a gain of 4 on 3rd and inches. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Fighting through pressure, escaping the pressure right, and that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
Here's 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Scruggs. Complete to Bryant. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give him the first down, 15 yards that time for the Raiders.
So many times in my... Coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
2nd and 5. Now Grimes. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Raiders go up by 2 touchdowns. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 14-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
Second and 10. Off play action. Dwyer. He finds his man. Complete. That's Peters. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Now a play fake here on first down. Short pass caught by Henry. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Short completion, just 4 yards. And that will bring up 2nd down. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Throwing to start the drive. Scruggs. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. And the Falcons are going to take over here up near the 40. So really the first speed bump that this offense has encountered. They had the rule of the roost here in this first half, but now slowed up just a bit by the interception.
And there's a chance that that's a wake-up call for them because you don't want to go on autopilot too early. That team on defense is capable of making some plays similar to the one they made right there.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? And maybe you have to be stern a little bit. Whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Offenses all over continue to be aggressive, and most people never turn down a shot at a deep ball. But oftentimes, it attracts a little bit of extra attention. And it did on that play, and that one got knocked away.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. Short pass caught by Henry. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Down the right sideline. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score. Wow, this one, it is getting out of hand early. They add a pick 6 to the ledger now. 3-score lead still in the first half.
And all that celebrating that you see and hear from those defenders is not just because they scored a touchdown on a pick 6. It's because they're pitching a shutout in this one. Every defender's dream.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback. And we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Now they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it?
He's got a man complete. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. It's a big play there for Atlanta. 46 yards.
Let's just call it as we just saw it right there. A breakdown defensively. Seems like no one went with the tight end, and no one really did. Had all sorts of space in the middle of the field. Yeah, everyone else was covered, but he was not. Big play results.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Peters. And outbounds right around the 20. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that'll bring up second down. Back to throw. Dwyer throws a quick hitter on the slant. That's complete. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. It's caught. This is White. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. From the 4, it's 2nd and a couple. Back to throw again. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. His 2nd rushing touchdown on the campaign and 4th overall. And the Falcons are on the board here in the final minute of the 1st half. Extra point attempt here still to come. It's up, it's good, and that'll cut the lead to 21-7. Atlanta's 11 ready to go, and they kick it away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. Trying to shake off the interception, he'll look to throw. This will be caught by Bonnell. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this 1st half. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Throw left side complete. That's Rousseau. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
This offense is looking very comfortable here in this 1st half. Very relaxed, very smooth, very efficient. No wasted motions. Things are definitely going their way, and they continue to move the ball downfield.
Back to throw now on 1st down. And this is caught. It's Brown. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the 1st half of play.
This is where you can try and get a tight end in space. They like this matchup, so they're going to let their 2 receivers to his outside run simple little short routes, hoping to suck up the secondary. And that'll free up space for their tight end on a corner route to make a big play.
They'll look to throw again. Flushed out right. And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. Taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Raiders will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there. Unable to do so, that makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guy.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. And the Raiders are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. 38-yard line, 2nd and 9. Looking to throw. Scruggs. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. It'll be Falcons football, and they trail here as we get back underway on EA Sports. And we will not see a return of the dynamic kickoff, and the first drive of the second half will commence from the 30-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Back to throw. Dwyer. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free. And it brings up 4th down.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
They're going to try and throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation. But they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on or they're trying to show extreme confidence.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard after the 39. That ground game contained again there, Charles, and that's really a big reason that they're trailing right now.
And give a lot of credit to that defensive front. That's exactly what they worked for all week, to try and take away the run game, make them one-dimensional. In the battle of game plans, theirs has been superior.
From the gun on 3rd down. Dwyer. Over the middle, complete. It's Henry. And this won't be enough. A good secure tackle, and they stop him a few yards shy at the 46. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And, oh, my goodness, here's a 5th interception. There he goes left side. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score. And, Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick 6.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. And as confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
Extra point right down the middle. And that'll increase their lead to 28. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball is going to come out to the 30-yard line.
Storms are minor, but you know she living major. When you flying up, cause ain't no cables. Don't look what happened in Vegas, stay in Vegas.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll start this drive out on the ground. He finds some way to turn this into positive yardage as he struggles forward for a pickup of about 2. And they'll keep leaning on the running game back to the ground. And he'll get about 3 up close to the 35. Well, this defense, they've got the 4-score advantage, and you can see why they continue to bottle up the run game. And really, they've just been sharp at all facets here in this one, CD.
Yeah, they've kept that offense in check the entire game, and I think it's been led by what you just talked about, that defensive front, which has not allowed them to run the football and establish control of the line of scrimmage.
And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Another catch by White. Back-to-back plays. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Looking to throw. Dwyer eluding the pressure right. He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
3rd quarter from Southern Nevada. Here's a 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Dwyer. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 12-yard line. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
Looking to throw. Dwyer. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on 1st down to set him back on 2nd. Now they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Off the play fake. Dwyer. And that one not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time is now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever. Back to throw. Dwyer. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down.
But one thing I do know, these guys on defense, they don't want this game to end. They're winning by multiple touchdowns. They've shut down the opposing quarterback in a big way, and they're still picking up sacks as we approach the end of this one.
And the 13-year man puts it through, and that drops the deficit from 28 to 25. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
And the hands team for the Raiders able to secure it. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. In motion goes the tight end. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9. Looking to throw. Scruggs. Hit as he throws there, incomplete. The CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big 4th quarter hole. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Flush to his right. And that one going to come up short. Low throw.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Now it's 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, Dwyer. And my goodness, another interception. All I can do up here is just shake my head. I mean, 6 interceptions. I cannot imagine what he's thinking between the ears right now.
Well, just think of how it is for his teammates, because after the first few, you know they're going over to him, hey, we'll get them next time. Now they're probably a little bit frustrated. And if you're a receiver, you're thinking to yourself, any ball that's in the air, you become receiver and defensive back. You've got to go compete for the ball so that you don't get another one picked off.
At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here is stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings, the things that you have to do late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it, they've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
That's good power football on 1st and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
Second and goal from inside the 5. And they'll run again. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Well, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we haven't been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD, but unfortunately the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, Dwyer. He's going to let it go again. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
They'll probably spend a little extra time dissecting the game film after this one. I think the part of their plan was to hit them over the top of the deep ball. They've been unsuccessful all night.
The Falcons on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Back to throw. Dwyer. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to have a Falcons 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And with this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a 1st down.
But we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants his lead to stay right where it is.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop it behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. He has just been completely taken out of this game. We're in the 4th quarter. He's single digits in the rushing department.
And I know we look at him because the numbers do go to his production, But how about the guys blocking for him? They don't just have his number as a ball carrier. They've got the number of the offensive line and the other guys because they're getting to him before he can get started.
Out of the gun now on third down. He completes it to Henry. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense in every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. They'll try and run for him. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. Right back to him on first down. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. Operating from the gun, Dwyer. Wide open receiver complete. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie. Because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
And the hands team for the Raiders able to secure it. The risk-reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling. And whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Well, partner, under the lights in primetime, this offense, they gave the nation quite a show, putting up that many points to come away with what will certainly be a memorable win for them.
And, Brandon, I think it's as simple as this. Some players, some teams, they're just meant for the big stage. And when they get a chance to play in this type of atmosphere, where all eyes are on them and all the lights are shining brightly,